Hello everyone, welcome to the Study Hacks Institute of GIS and Remote Sensing. Today I will try to discuss a very important topic, mainly how we can easily use the Google Earth Engine using Python API, and further how we can easily make the time series chart. So basically in Google Earth Engine, when you want to run with Python, then we can easily get a lot of Python packages. We can easily use all of those packages, and we can easily do for the lot of analysis. So in the Python environment, you can easily find out the lot of Python library, such as Matplotlib library, Pandas library, also cross library, TensorFlow library. So these type of things we can easily find out in the Python. So that's why we can easily do the different types of analysis when you want to use the Python. So as a beginners, when you want to learn this Python, you face a lot of problem because this code editor is not much good. But we can see for the JavaScript API code editor, it's very good, and we can easily get all of function, all of things we can easily get from here. So I suggest you, when you want to start the write the coding in the Python, first of all you try to complete all of things about that Google Earth Engine JavaScript API, then move to the Python, because it's very easy way we can easily learn all of those things. So in this time I will show you that how we can easily run the code for Google Earth Engine using Python environment, and then make the time series chart. So let's go try to write the code. So first of all, I simply import some library. One library is the Earth Engine library. I simply import, as well as I also need to import the another library. It's called that date time library. So basically, it's one kind of Python library. I also import the another library which is called that matplotlib.pyfloat. So this is the another library for Python, and I put that as PLT. And further I also import that another things which is called the GEMAP package. So in this time I just simply import the Art Engine package, date time package, matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. I put the name, and also import the GEMAP. So I simply import all of necessary library for Python and run the code. So now it imported all of library. Further we can easily work with that. But in this time, it show a problem here. You can see in this time I make the mistake in here. It will be date. Okay. So now try to run again. So date and time, date time. So now I hope it will work. You can see you can get the successfully right symbol in here. So then further we just take the new cell, and now just put the authenticate. So basically it's connecting with your Google Earth Engine with your email, this email you generate. So now you can see just I simply click on the allow, and further connecting with my Gmail, which Gmail I want to use to create the Google Earth Engine account. So just I simply continue again. Okay, so now it's successfully done. Further I put here the EE dot initialize, and also mention about my cloud project name. So now click the run. So now it also successfully done. There is no problem. So now my code editor is ready to work with Google Earth Engine Python API. So after set up your environment in this time, I simply import my study area. Suppose I want to make the NDVI map for that Dhaka city region. So for that, I need to define the region of interest. The first step, I need to define the ROI. So now I already imported my boundary shape file in my Google Earth Engine. I simply click on here, and you can see this things is stored in my Dhaka city boundary shape file. I simply copy from here, just copy, and then take a variable name. Suppose I put the name is that ROI equal, I paste it. So now Dhaka city boundary shapefile is stored in the ROI variable. Further, I define my start date and end date. So just I simply define my time period. So I also write the comment, define the time range. So just I take a variable. Suppose I put the variable name is that start date, and end date. Okay, suppose I put look like this time, start date and end date. I want to put the time, suppose start date year of 2015, 1st January, from end date 2020 December 31. Okay, so just I simply run the code. You can see there is no problem, it's successfully done. So just I simply import my study area as well as also import my start date and end date. And now I also import the another things, my image collection. Which image you want to use in this time? In this time, I want to use for Landsat imagery. So just I simply open the data catalog. Here we can find out all of image collection such as Landsat, Sentinel, Modis. So I want to work for the Landsat. So further, you can simply copy the Landsat image collection unique ID. I just click on here, and I want to use for the top of atmosphere satellite imagery for that. So just click on here, and here you can get about that Earth engine snippet. So just simply copy this ID and go to your code editor and paste. Take a variable name. I put the variable name, suppose Landsat, and paste this ID. So now this is my image collection. This image collection is stored in the variable whose name is the Landsat. So now further I just put here the filter date and filter bounds function. So filter date, I simply call the start date and end date, and filter bounds with my region of interest, which is Dhaka city, which I already put the ROI. So now click that, and you can see there is no problem. Okay, it means that it successfully loaded all of data, mainly image collection, also boundary shapefile successfully added. And now further I want to calculate the function NDVI. So in this time I want to calculate the function NDVI, use the function. So I use a function to calculate NDVI. So for define the function in Python, we already know about that. We have to use the DEF. So this is the keyword when you want to define the function, and put the function variable name. Suppose I put the function variable name is that calculate NDVI. Okay, and put the element name, suppose image. Further I put this colon sign and then put my argument what I need. So in this time my argument is that I want to calculate NDVI. So there's a lot of way to calculate for this type of equation. So I just take a variable, suppose NDVI equal, I call my image, element name image, and put here the normalized difference, and then put here the band name. So basically for Landsat, we use here the band name, which is band 5 near infrared, and band 4 red, and I rename it as the NDVI. Okay, so here you can see, just I simply do that. So this is the function. Basically this function calculate the NDVI and also create the NDVI band. Okay, and now this band I want to apply all of images in my collection. Okay, so for that I take the new variable. Suppose I put another variable, suppose Landsat, Landsat with NDVI. Okay, just I put this type of variable, and now you can see this is my function. This function connect with my image collection Landsat. Landsat is my collection. So now it apply the NDVI function to each image in the collection. Okay, so now it apply each image all this connection. So now on the code you can see there is no problem. It means that it's successfully executed. There is no problem. So now my main target is that I want to make the NDVI times 3 chart. So function in this time, function I need to create which reduce the region and retain the date. Okay, so in this time I create this function to calculate the average result as well as also extract the date from here. So for that I create the another function. So just use at the DEF and put the function name. Suppose I put the name reduce region. You can put any name as a variable. Further, I take the element, suppose image, and now I put my argument. In this time, my argument is that I want to calculate the average of NDVI. So just I take a variable, suppose mean NDVI equal, I call my element name image and put here the reduce region function. Basically, reduce region function, it calculate for any specific boundary, minimum, maximum, average, or any statistical things. It can be calculated using the reduce function. And I want to calculate the you can see reducer. I want to use that mean because I want to calculate the average result. And this is my geometry. It's my shapefile variable name, which is ROI, and scale is that 30. I put in here. So now if you want max pixel value 1 is 13, it's need for that when you want to work for the big study area. So in this time it not need because I use only for the Dhaka city boundary, and base report is also need when you want to for the big study area. So in this time it not need. When you want to work for the big study area, then you also try to mention this type of argument. Then it will be loaded the very good result. Okay. So after doing these things, I just simply calculate the average result, and this average result I get from which band. I need to mention about the band name. So just put here the get because it come from the NDVI. So just I put here this band, mention the band name, which is NDVI. So you can say I already make the NDVI band in here. So in this time, I calculate the average of NDVI, and then where I get this value, I can get this value from NDVI. So just I mention about this NDVI. Okay. And now I want to retain the date. Okay. I want to retain the date from here. So for doing these things, I just take the new variable, suppose date equal. I mention here extract the date from this imagery. So use a ee dot date function, and then I get the date from image. So just I put here the image and put here the get system time start. So in this time, this image mainly it's my element name which I put in here. So I put here ee dot date, and I want to get from here. You can say just put here that get from the system time start. So default we are using here, and now it's a number. This number I want to convert into string. So for that I put here the format function, format, and I define this format look like that, year, month, and day, and also extract the information. So put here you can also use the get info function, or if you ignore this part, there is no problem. So just I write this type of things. So in this time get info function it's not need. Just I put here that I just choose the format and put the format is the year, month, and day. Okay. After doing these things, we are just mentioning about the return, what I return from here. So basically in this time, I want to return from here the feature. So just use a return ee dot feature, and geometry now mention about that feature. You can put here that look like that. So just I simply change something in here, it not need. So just I remove that. So I return from the geometry as a RY, and I return from here. Suppose just put here that I don't return anything. Suppose put here the none, and I mention about that two things. One is that NDVI and date. Okay, just I put here that two things. Just make a dictionary. So NDVI, I just put here the mean NDVI and date. Just mention in here date and NDVI. So now run the code again and try to check what happened. Okay, it's a problem. You can check the problem. Run the code again. Okay, let's try to check the it show the emails is not defined. Okay, so let me try to check. Okay, so now I hope it will work. So basically it show the problem because we are not put the space. Okay, so that's why it show the problem. It's very careful. Basically when you want to write the Python code, it also depend on your space is matter on the Python, but for the JavaScript, when you write the code, spaces doesn't matter. Spaces doesn't matter, but when you write the code in the Python, spaces matter. Because in this time you can say when I just put in here, it show the wrong in here and it not work. Wait for the error. So for that, very careful. Basically, we have to put the all of things will be same. So I put the tab button and create this space. So now we can see it will be working. So this is another way, because when you want to work for the JavaScript, spaces doesn't matter. But when you write the code in Python, very carefully is also depend on the space. Okay, if you mistake any space, then it will be not work. So now we can get the successfully execute the code, and further we need to apply the region reduce function to all of images. Okay, so now we are just apply this function, which function I created. This function I need to apply all of images within including the NDVI. So for doing this thing, just take a variable. I put the variable name, suppose NDVI time series. Okay, so I put the variable name time series, and then further I simply call my collection. So this is my collection, which is including all of NDVI, and I connect with my function which I created and put the name reduce region. Okay. So now after connecting these things, we extract the NDVI values and date. Okay, so after connecting things, we are just extract the NDVI values and date from here. So for extracting the NDVI values and date, I just take a variable, suppose NDVI values, and further I put here, you can see this type of function. I call the NDVI time series and then aggregate array. So it's another function, aggregate array, and I put here the band name about that NDVI. And if you also, you can also use here the get info. It also more better because it also get the information from all of things, and also put here the same another variable date values. I just put the date values, or if you want, you can also put the only for the date. There is no problem. So I put the only for the date, and I call the NDVI time series and aggregate array. Use the date and put here the get info because I want to get the information from here. Okay. So now here you can say I can define extract the two things. One is that date values, another is that not then this time you can see I just put here that NDVI values, and I just simply call this variable name and aggregate with the NDVI band and extract the information, and further I also extract the information for the date. Okay, so now convert the dates to date time object for plotting. So now we have to plot, and for plotting we need to convert the date to date time object for plotting our chart. So for doing these things, we can easily do it, write the code. I take a variable, suppose dates, and then I just call my library, which I already imported. It called the date time. Okay, so just I put here the date time. This is my function which I already call date time, and then use here the again for this function and strip time I put in here. So put here the date time, and then I just put a function is called the strp strip time. Yeah, so strip time, this is the function, and I mention here the date. So just I put here the date, and further I just put the format about this date. So basically I want to create this format year, then put here that month, and put here that date. Okay, so year, month, date, and put here the for date in date. So just we are also put the for loop function also in here. So just put here the for date in dates. So now you can see what happened. I again explain the code. So now this all of date after extracting the NDVI values and date, we convert the dates to the date time object. Okay, date time object for plotting. So for doing these things, I just simply call this date time library. From this library, I call the date time function and date time dot strip time and put the date. It's come from here and mention about the year, month, day, and all of dates I simply mention in here. So date time for date in dates I put in here. So now let's check what happened. I run the code. Okay, so now it extract the all of NDVI values. Okay, so it show a problem. Try to check the problem and then try to find out the solution. So it show about that name dates is not defined. Okay, so it show the name dates is not defined. So let me check again the variable name. Oh, we have to use the same variable. So basically, just I put here the dates. So basically, these things come from in the for date in here. So now try to check in the run the code. Now I hope it will work. Yes. So now it's done. You can see we can successfully do that. So now we are just make the plot of our time series chart for NDVI. So first of all, for plotting, just I plot. I call the matplotlib function from I call the PLT. So PLT dot figure. So first of all, I define the figure size. So I call the figure and put here the fig size. Okay, so just I put here the fig size. So here you can see I simply call this PLT and then call the figure and define the figure size. I put here the 10 and 5 height and width. We simply define in here. And PLT plot, I want to plot the two things. One is the dates, another is the NDVI values. Okay, and I put the X level date and Y level NDVI value. Just it's a one kind of a title and also show. So now try to check what happened. I run the code. Okay, perfectly. We can get this type of time series chart here. You can see it show about that NDVI time series chart, and we can get that Y level show about the NDVI, X level show about the date. We can get it. So further, if you want, you can also put the more style about your chart. Suppose you plot the dates and also put the sum. Suppose I simply put here another argument in here. It's called that just put here the color. If one can put the color or other things, you can easily do it. Suppose I put here the B. Right? So now you can see we can get the some thing different chart. So now you can get this type of things. You can see it look like that. Okay. Suppose if you want, you can also put here that X stick rotation. You can also use in here or type layout or different types of chart styling. We can also add from here. Also, you can make the different types of things easily using the matplotlib. So here you can see. So basically, in this time, we are just connecting the matplotlib.pyplot library (PLT) and get the data from Google Earth Engine. And further, we make the time series chart look like that. Okay. So further, you can easily use the different types of style about the chart. So now I will try to show you that how I can visualize this map. For showing this map, we are just take a variable, suppose NDVI, and then before that, I need to display the map. So for that, I just simply take a variable, suppose map, and use here call the function eeg.ge.map and call the map. Okay. So now further, I just simply print this map, click to the run. So now it display the map. In this map, I want to visualize my NDVI map, which I created. Okay, for the Dhaka city disk. So now further, I write something code in here. So first of all, I take a variable, suppose NDVI. You can put any variable name. Then call your image collection. So my image collection name is the Landsat with NDVI. I simply call my image collection. From here, I just select a band. I select the band of NDVI, and further I calculate the mean NDVI from here, and it will also clip with my study area. So this is RY. So just I put at that RY. So now it clip with my RY, and further I want to display this result. So just I put here the map dot add layer, and then call this NDVI. Okay, and also put here the map dot center object function, and zoom level suppose 10. So now try to check what happened. I try to run the code. Okay, so the map is not defined. Okay, so I think you have to put at the uppercase variable for that map and so the uppercase. So now try again what happened. Yes. So now it's working. Yeah. So now we can get, and now try to check it will load or not. Okay, you can see one map is loaded without color. Further, we can easily set the color plated for our NDVI map. So now here you can see you can get this type of map. So I want to add the color plated. So then it will look more better. So just I write the code in here for the color plated, and then make a list of all color. Suppose I want to show the color look like that. Suppose blue, then put at that suppose white, and then put at the suppose green. Okay, and further I want to define the date. Suppose -1 to +1. All of things that I consider. Now try to check what happened. So now yeah, so we can get that colorful map. So here I can see it loaded. So now this map we can easily export as a TIFF format, and further we can also use the different types of work. So I will show you the I show only for you one example how we can easily use the matplotlib library. But further also date time, also GE map. So this type of not only for that, in the Python we find out the lot of library. So this type of library we can easily integrate with the Google Earth Engine Python API and do the different types of analysis. So further, I also try to add the different types of tutorial, how we can easily add the TensorFlow, Cross, Pandas, Matplotlib, and do the different types of analysis. So for getting all of this tutorial, just keep in touch with this YouTube channel. And if you want, you can also join my live training program. So basically, we are also providing some live training, online training program. You can easily join with me live, and you can also learn all of those things from beginners to advanced level. Different types of geospatial things you can easily learn from me. And basically, our new batch for the Google Earth Engine online training program, which will be start from that 14th June, and admission last date is the 13th June. So now this registration is the open, and first 10 digit people will get the 50% discount. So to get this 50% discount on this online training program, as soon as possible, book your seat and join our Google Classroom and also WhatsApp group. So you can see here, I already added all of things for our upcoming online training program. So I already added all of those things in the video description also. So if you want to join this online training program, you can get a lot of benefit, such as when you join this online training program, you can get that course certificate after submitting all of assignment. You can get that all of materials, mainly slide, PDF. You can get all of practice code, and you can easily learn. As well as you can also get the recorded class. Suppose if you miss any live training session, then you can easily cover it using the recorded class. And you can also get the lifetime teaching support. So actually, as a beginners, when you want to learn the Google Earth Engine platform, you face a lot of problem. So that's why you need the continuous support. So for getting this continuous support, we are also providing the lifetime teaching support. So after completing the total 7 days online training program, when you face any problem regarding any issue, you can easily get the support freely. You can simply join in our consultation, as well as you can also join knock in our WhatsApp group or Telegram group, or also Google Classroom. You can easily get the support for the lifetime. And when you can get the lifetime teaching support, then you can become a developer on Google Earth Engine or other geospatial sector. Okay, so today is no more. If you want to join this online training program, simply check all of those things from the video description, and also contact in this WhatsApp number, also contact with this email. Then you can easily get the information and then book your seat. So today is no more. Thank you for watching that. Stay happy, stay safe.